Hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. And we do it live every weekday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Chatmosa. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Monday, February 9th. So with me on the mic, I have some fabulous co-hosts. So we have my gorgeous Moon, my Icy Chili, my Libra Queen, and Slayanka. Hey, ladies.
What's up?
Oh, good morning. Sorry, I was trying to get off
Good
mute. Hey, y'all.
morning.
You are all good, honey. Well, what's up, honey? Seems like everybody was, either they loved or they hated last night's Super Bowl performance, or should I say that was the Bad Bunny concert that people were witnessing last night. But I actually wanted to tie that into today's Black History Month highlight that we are doing for this month at the beginning of every show. And today I wanted to actually highlight Queen Latifah, a generational fave, a generational talent. And you see where I just shared here by way of Double XL magazine how Queen Latifah was the first rapper to perform at the Super Bowl. And she did so in 1998. So it says here, on January 25th of 1998, Queen Latifah became the first rapper to grace the Super Bowl stage, which opened the door for hip hop to come through and move the crowd. Queen Latifah was among a bevy of performers selected for the halftime show during Super Bowl is at 32 between the Denver Broncos and the Green Bay Packers at Qualcomm Stadium in San Diego, California. The halftime show was a tribute to Motown's 40th anniversary. The label was founded in 1959, and it featured performances from Motown legends Smokey Robinson, Martha Reeves, and The Temptations, as well as the label's top acts at the time, Boyz II Men and Queen Latifah. When Queen Latifah, who was born Dana Owens, appeared on the Motown tribute, she performed Paper from her 1998 album Order in the Court, which features her singing, not rapping. The song also samples Marvin Gaye's I Heard It Through the Grapevine, which was a gigantic hit for Motown back in 1967. Her performance must have left a huge impression on NFL bosses because Latifah made two more Super Bowl appearances. The Grammy Award-winning rhymer performed America the Beautiful before the start of the Super Bowl in 2010, and at the Super Bowl in 2014, respectively. So, in an interview on a Late Show Super Bowl special with host Stephen Colbert that aired on February 8th of 2021, the rapper slash actress said performing at 3 different Super Bowls was an amazing experience. It's like no other feeling in the world, Latifah described to Colbert. I think most hip hop artists would liken it to playing Madison Square Garden in New York City. But other than that, there's nothing that can compare to it. As for her first Super Bowl performance in 1998, Latifah joked that she couldn't stand still and was so nervous she felt like she had to go to the bathroom one more time. Nevertheless, the UNITY rhymer recalled feeling like royalty rocking the Super Bowl halftime stage. You feel this sort of reverence in a way because you not only want to rock the song or whatever performance you're going to do, but you feel like you're an American and you feel like you're doing it in front of the world, she said. Latifah's Super Bowl appearances allow other rappers to deliver memorable performances on the famed stage, including Nelly, Diddy, Nicki Minaj, Black Eyed Peas, Missy Elliott, Travis Scott, and Big Boy. And we can't forget, Dr. Dre's 2022 Super Bowl halftime show featuring Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, 50 Cent, and Mary J. Blige. All right, so shout out to that queen. Like I said, a generational talent, honey. When I say you can't think of like any, especially if you're Black American especially, you can't think of any Black American person who don't know about Queen. Even if you don't even know her music, you have seen and love either one of her TV shows or one of her movies. So shout out to that Queen Latifah, honey. All right. Well, I think that's enough classy for one day, honey. Let's go ahead and get ratchet. Let's jump into the tea, honey.
Tea time.
Yes. Well, speaking of Super Bowl news, honey, we saw, the New England Patriots was out there. They got their asses kicked. See, I don't know sports ball. I'm just going by what y'all were saying, and I understand that the Patriots got their ass kicked severely at that Super Bowl last night. Y'all need to be boycotting the NFL anyway. But whatever. But this first piece of tea I have is about Stephon Diggs, honey. Stephon Diggs and his new child's mother, Cardi B. And you see how it says here by way of hot new hip hop, Cardi B and Stephon Diggs unfollow each other after Patriots Super Bowl loss. Well, Cardi B and Stephon Diggs appear to have unfollowed each other on social media after the Seattle Seahawks blew out the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl on Sunday. Cardi has been publicly supporting Diggs, with whom she shares a child, throughout his team's playoff run. Rumors about their relationship began to mount when Cardi left the stadium after making a cameo during the halftime show. She shared a video of herself singing to Bad Bunny from her car while Diggs was still competing. When the game concluded, fans all over social media noted that the two unfollowed one another from Instagram. Cardi went public with her relationship with Diggs last year amid her divorce from Offset. In November, they welcomed their first child together. She appeared at several Patriots games in support of Diggs in recent months. As for the Super Bowl itself, the Seahawks dominated the Patriots 29-13. Their impressive defense helped them keep control of the game throughout all four quarters, firmly shutting down Drake May until the game was out of reach. Seattle running back Kenneth Walker III ended up winning Super Bowl MVP after recording 135 rushing yards. If I would have told myself as a kid, I wouldn't have guessed that I would be the one to win MVP, he told reporters after receiving the award. So it's a surreal moment. Bad Bunny served as the headliner for the halftime show, bringing out Lady Gaga for a performance of her song Die With a Smile. In addition to Cardi B, a number of other celebrities made appearances. Ricky Martin, Alex Earl, Pedro Pascal, Jessica Alba, and more all popped up on stage. After performing several of his biggest tracks, Bundy ended the show with the message, God bless America. He then listed all of the nations in the Americas. So yeah, it looks like people are speculating that they broke up because she left the game early, after the especially after, being such a big supporter throughout all of his games. And on top of that, they unfollowed each other on Instagram, which is a pretty good indicator.
But this, they had to break up that day or something. Because, what?
How you
This
gonna
is
follow
such
your
a,
baby daddy? I mean, that's the baby daddy. Why follow him now?
this is such a 180 out of nowhere. Oh, y'all having problems? Out of nowhere. Oh, okay, girl.
Well, word
But,
on the curb. So I have no confirmation of this, but I have seen whispers and, online. So according to online whispers, Stephon was seen going into a room alone with a former female best friend. And Cardi got wind of this and wasn't happy about it.
oh, God. Well, is he going to stop doing what he do?
Well, no.
Well,
and somebody put on lawsuit because they tweeted about a recent lawsuit that his ass has. And what they say, they captioned it, they said lawsuits and sperm, lawsuits and sperm, lawsuits and sperm. And really that's what it is at that point. Just lawsuits and sperm.
well, I feel like, girl, you shouldn't even did all this long, but hey, all right, well.
She know he for the streets. What's the problem now?
I don't
You got
know.
a baby by the man. This is your baby's father. You knew there were other women involved. Other women having a baby around the same time you having your baby. I mean, come on.
Jesus Christ, this shit is a shit.
This is ridiculous. You play like you're not jealous, but that can't be the reason. The whispers on the street, because you knew he was for the streets.
I wonder if she was just holding on through the season and it was like deuces. I don't know, because I just why all of a sudden a 180? But I guess he got busted doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, which I'm not surprised. But hey.
Well, what is he not supposed to be doing? They're not engaged.
Messing with another woman.
Oh, girl, please.
Look,
that can't be it.
Hey, I mean, she just went through that. She ain't even fully divorced. Child, never mind. Let me get out these people's business. Did y'all see Coco singing her little tail off?
We did. And her outfit that she was wearing, it was a tribute to Whitney Houston's outfit from her Super Bowl performance from when she did the national anthem. So yeah, I thought it was cute. I actually did not see that. The only thing that I saw was the performance itself, and I actually saw that against my will because I have a family full of football fans, so they had this shit on the TV. So I'm like, might as well see what all the hubbub is about while I'm here. Yeah.
Yeah, Coco she did a good job. I said, look at her singing. Come on.
hmm Shout out to Coco Jones. I love her. It'd be great if she came out the closet allegedly. But
Look, she was wearing that big ass rock. She ain't coming out nobody's closet no time soon.
unfortunately, honey, just like JoJo Siwa. Mm.
Well, come on. Well, let's not even talk about it. That ain't even the same galaxy. Come on now.
It could be the same galaxy. That's the gaggle.
Well, JoJo came out saying she was gay and then went back in the closet. I don't know what that child doing. She all over the goddamn place.
Touche. You're right. You're right. Yeah, and I don't like it, but that's a whole nother that's a whole other conversation for another time. Because like I said, when it came to Stephon Diggs, lawsuits and sperm. Well, so we just got wind of another lawsuit that was actually kind of buried under the Super Bowl news. Cause y'all see, I have this article here from TMZ, and you should see where it says Stephon Diggs sued days before Super Bowl appearance.
He should be exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Well, more legal trouble for Stephon Diggs. He's getting after he just performed at the Super Bowl, he just got slapped with another lawsuit. The Patriots star wide receiver is being sued for defamation and more, according to a new lawsuit obtained by TMZ. In the docs, a man who claimed he used to work for Stephon says in July of 2024, Stephon requested he arrange for Stephon's Ferrari to be transported from Miami to New York and then to Houston. But he says the Ferrari was stolen in Houston. The guy claims law enforcement concluded the Ferrari was stolen by third parties in a sophisticated theft. But he says Stephon started telling people in their circles that the guy stole the car. He vehemently denies stealing the Ferrari and says he was never arrested or charged in the case, and he claims Stephon's false allegations caused his concierge and consulting business to suffer. What's more, the man claims members of Stephon's circle started confronting him after Stephon allegedly started spreading the false narrative, false theft narrative, excuse me. He says people close to Stephon approached him at restaurants in Houston and Miami and even came to his home demanding he return gifts given to him by Stephon. In the docs, the man claims in January 2025, Stephon texted him that he was responsible and accountable for all actions of those around me. The man claims in December of 2025 he was assaulted at Tootsie's Cabaret in Miami by two men in Stephon's circle. He says Stephon's brother, NFL player Trevon Diggs, saw it all go down and did nothing to stop the alleged beatdown. In his suit, he says he suffered a laundry list of injuries in the alleged attack, including a torn ACL. The guy claims Stephon defamed him, engaged in a civil conspiracy, and is vicariously liable for the actions of the guys who allegedly beat him up. He is going after Stephon and others for damages. Trevon is also named as a defendant. We reached out to Stephon. So far, no word back.
He
Lawsuits
might as well just
confirmed.
give his lawyer his whole check, cause the way look here.
I'm sure it's in the budget, honey. The attorneys and PR all in the budget, honey.
Well, the PR ain't doing too good of a job. I don't know. I
Honestly,
don't
I think
know.
they're doing good enough because people still seem to like him. Even after all of this information that we know about, they still seem to be rooting for him for what I've seen. So,
Oh, I don't know. This is foolery. Like, don't y'all? I'll be tired, cause I'm tired of listening to that shit. Like, you
yes,
better hope
honey.
your ass don't go to jail.
I think everything they can to keep him out of it. Like, that's why I was saying I think the PR is work because with the allegations that this man has, the things that we've read so far, not the paternity, I'm talking about like the ones that accuse him of violence and him because this is the second lawsuit he said that we know of that he allegedly got people and his brother was involved as well to beat people up after they got into like maybe a back and forth with Stephon. So yeah, he should have been basically what I'm saying. He should have been in jail a long time ago, but it looks like the powers that be are working their asses off to keep that from happening. And they're doing a good job of it from what I'm seeing.
But he keep putting on the pressure. Let him keep it up.
Yep. And y'all give me one quick second. I gotta be right back.
Okay. Yeah, he's doing way too much.
Yeah. I'm like, girl, he was just supposed to be a fling. And you gonna
Period.
try and make him, and he ain't been nothing but a damn headache the whole time. Whew. Yeah, y'all better than me.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm back. I just I had to make sure I heard some background noise in my headphones. Wanted to make sure that wasn't coming up in the recording. So, all right. Well, that's that on that about Stephon Diggs and his lawsuits and sperm, honey. Now back to Bad Bunny. The halftime performance. Like I said, that was literally the only thing I watched from that event last night. I'm still, trying to actively boycott the NFL, but it seems like not too many people want to join me. And that's okay. Whenever y'all ready, I'll be here. But, the part of the Bad Bunny performance where we saw, him give his Grammy to a young man. People have actually been saying that they believe that was the young man to be. They thought that young man was Liam Ramos, the 5-year-old who was abducted by ICE. It turns out TMZ has confirmed that is not him, and you should see where it says here by way of TMZ: kid in Bad Bunny halftime show, not 5-year-old detained by ICE. I won't go too far into it because this is just what it is. It says the kid who got a Grammy from Bad Bunny during the Super Bowl halftime show was not 5-year-old. That was not the 5-year-old detained by ICE in Minnesota's last month. TMZ Sports has learned. It looks like he was actually a child actor by the name of Lincoln Fox Ramadan. So yes, that's not Liam Ramos. That is Lincoln Fox Ramadan, a child actor.
Boy, folks just be throwing stuff out there. I mean, it sound good. It sound like, but they just be
It
making
sounded
shit
cute
up.
though. It sounded cute.
Yeah, I
Wish it
mean,
would have been him.
yeah. But folks just be throwing shit out there. Like, okay.
And I know Lincoln over there, that he's like, now wait a minute. I done gave you bitches a performance of a lifetime on that Super Bowl stage. Y'all keep mentioning another motherfucker? Y'all got me fucked up.
Okay. But just the internet is something. They just be making up storylines. Like, good God.
Baby, and little
It was
Lincoln, he
like,
came to work,
oh.
honey. When he grabbed that Grammy, hold it like a teddy bear, and looked up at that camera, I said, yes, yes.
Okay.
He ate
He
that,
was so
honey.
cute.
That was one of the best. I mean, just so many little Easter eggs that he had in there that I just
Mm-hmm.
totally enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
Totally. So, he did a good job. And I don't care if you niggas don't like it. Meh.
Okay, that part.
Right. I think he did a great job.
I do too. And just like Sunny Hawkins said
Benito.
on The View earlier today, she said you don't even have to speak Spanish to understand what was going on. You could just
Right.
understand that it was a celebration.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Turn up. And I was thinking the whole time, I said, boy, white folks just wanted to be them here. I said, it'd be so boring. They be needing us. Cause the way it would be so male around here. Mm.
oh, and before we go to the next story, I think I'm gonna say something that I think we need to keep, especially as a black community, we need to keep saying out loud. Thank you, Keenan Ivory Wayans, because if it were not for you, we wouldn't have any type of Super Bowl halftime shows ever. Because remember, the whole thing started in the first place was to compete with In Living Color, who kept killing in the ratings. So they was like the
Mm-hmm.
NFL got together, was like, wait a minute now, these motherfuckers keep going over to Fox. They keep watching the Living Color. They would rather laugh than watch
Cause
the
a living
football.
color was funny as fuck.
Of course, iconic. Iconic. So shout out to Keenan Ivory Wayans and his fine ass brother Damon, honey. I don't care what y'all say. Damon Wayans can get it. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
That was the only comedy from what's the guy's name who played in Dumber and Dumber?
Oh,
Oh, Jim Carrey.
Jim
Yeah, that's
Carrey.
the only comedy he did that I like. Fireman Bill. Motherfucker was
Fire Marshal.
crazy.
What? You didn't like the movie Liar Liar?
Auntie.
Oh,
She don't like slapstick comedy.
Auntie.
Oh yeah. You definitely, because that was
I
very
liked him in,
slapstick.
what was it, Mask? I liked him in that. But
Mm-hmm.
he was really funny on In Living Color. After that,
Yeah, the slapstick comedy.
it's not for me.
It gets too stupid. It gets too stupid. But you know, he was. Let me. What was the phrase? Let me tell you something. Them little lips was gone.
Mm-hmm. What was her name? Shout out to what was her name? Benita Petraeus, and the one. Oh, no, you know you ain't hear that from me because you know I don't gossip.
That show was fucking the best. Okay, please. Ugh, what a time to be alive.
It was. And even though I was really, really young, I still remember it to
You
this
was
day.
there. You were
I was
there.
there. So, well, these next couple of stories, I'm actually not too happy to talk about. Not too excited because they are talking about people who have passed away over the weekend.
Oh no.
So unfortunately, this first story I have is about Wendy Williams' dad. So remember, we actually talked about him turning 94 last year on his birthday.
Oh, he passed away.
He did indeed, and y'all should see where it says here, by way of TMZ, Wendy Williams' dad dead at 94. So, Wendy Williams' father, Thomas Williams Sr., has died. A deeply emotional loss that comes as Wendy continues her ongoing legal fight over her court-ordered guardianship. Wendy's niece, Alex Finney, confirmed Thomas's passing Sunday on social media, sharing a tribute honoring his life and legacy. He died just days before his 95th birthday. No cause of death has been released. Thomas was a longtime educator and author and was often seen as a steady, grounding presence in Wendy's life. He appeared alongside his daughter during happier public moments, including family celebrations in recent years. The timing of his death is especially painful. As we reported, Wendy has repeatedly spoken out about feeling isolated under her guardianship, claiming she needed permission to travel and see family, including her dad. Earlier this year, Wendy publicly questioned whether she would even be allowed to attend her dad's birthday, raising concern among fans about how much access she had to loved ones during his final months. Wendy has not publicly commented on her father's death. Thomas Williams Sr. Passing marks another heartbreaking chapter in Wendy's very public, personal, and legal struggles. He was 94, and may he rest in peace. Yes, may he rest in peace indeed. And he all, if you all have been a long time Wendy listener and a long time Wendy watcher as I have, you kind of notice the difference that she talked about her mom as opposed to how she talked about her dad. Her mom, how she made it. Of course, she loved her mom. She loved both of her parents. She made it very clear. But she kind of said her mom was a bit like judgmental. Seemed like her mom was the one who put her in fat camps and stuff like that. And she always said her dad was usually like a more like he was usually more the voice of reason within the family and stuff like that. So really sad to hear about her. And I know she was really close to her dad. So again, may he rest in peace. But I hate cause this is going to sound so insensitive, but in this article, they mentioned no cause of death has been revealed. Girl, he was 94 years old. Like,
I know. They be saying some.
a good looking 94. Yeah, sure. For sure. He was
They be saying some dumb. It's TMZ, right?
We don't
yeah.
need a cause
Well,
of
come
death.
on.
He was 94.
Like, I'm like, okay.
It was expected any day. We in the territory of any time.
Mm-hmm.
God rest his soul. He lived a long life. I'm glad he lived to 94 because some of us don't even make it.
A lot
Mm-hmm.
of us don't.
And got to 94 looking like that because he looked like you really want to wake it up, especially in this picture right here in the thumbnail. This look like he about what, 60?
70.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would say in the 70s. He doesn't look 94.
Mm-mm. Honey, what kind of juice in the beer was? I wish he would have told us what kind of juice in the beers he was using on that skin before he passed away. But we'll learn one day. Maybe we'll get into some Asian skincare. I don't know. Well, That's that on that. This next story, so now also about Wendy Williams that I have. So there have been whispers, honey, in amid Sherry's show being canceled. Oh, and speaking of, I actually had a chance to watch Sherry Shepherd's show this morning. She actually did finally address the show's cancellation. So she said that she is she's sorry that this is going off the air after she was like, but no, don't think of it as an end. We're still going to do our thing here. And she made a point to say, we're going to keep trying to keep the Sherry show going. We don't know in what capacity, but we're definitely working to keep it going. So I don't know, Sherry, maybe you should come to podcasting, girl. I don't know. Anywho, but in the midst of all of that Sherry show cancellation and other Kelly Clarkson show being canceled as well after 7 seasons, the whispers are showing that Wendy Williams possibly might come back to TV, girl. Might.
Mm.
And these are just whispers. Nothing has been confirmed. And you see, I just shared here by way of all hip hop, Wendy Williams' return rumors heat up as Sherry Shepherd exits daytime TV. Well, Wendy Williams is back in the rumor mill, and daytime television may be quietly bracing itself for a plot twist. Word on the industry curb is that Word on the industry curb is that daytime talk is going through a not so subtle reset, and the timing has people whispering Wendy's name again. Recent chatter suggests the shows hosted by Kelly Clarkson and Sherry Shepherd are coming to an end, while there is additional noise that Jennifer Hudson could be next. Nothing official has landed yet on the last one, but the smoke is thick enough to make executives nervous. Let's pause on Sherry for a second. By most reasonable measures, her show was doing well. She has warmth, humor, relatability, and the kind of personality that makes daytime viewers feel like they are sitting on the couch with a friend. She was not limping to the finish line either. Contracts were in place and momentum seemed real. Still, television is television, and in the era shaped by Donald Trump, nothing feels entirely impossible. Some are already floating around theories about broader cultural shifts impacting programming decisions, though that remains speculation and nothing more. What makes all of this interesting is the ghost in the room. Sherry arrived after Wendy's public unraveling, but she never felt like a replacement. She was positioned as her own thing, and that distinction mattered. Meanwhile, Wendy has been quietly improving by many accounts, and her name is once again circulating in spaces where decisions get made. Wendy is polarizing, yes, but she is also foundational. Love her or loathe her, she helped build the modern gossip machine on radio and television. That's for damn sure. Here is the honest take. A full-scale Wendy Williams daytime return feels unlikely. Health is one factor, relevance is another, and the daytime audience has evolved. Tamron Hall represents where the format seems to be leaning right now. That said, brands matter, names matter, Wendy is still a name, and in a landscape that appears to be clearing house, familiarity could become currency again. If Wendy does return in any capacity, it may not look like the old days. And if Sherry is truly exiting, do not count her out for long. She is already exploring ways to translate her appeal into emerging platforms. Daytime may be shifting, but the story is far from over. How you doing? Y'all know how I feel like, baby. I don't care in what capacity. I don't even give a damn if it's a 5-minute news clip of Wendy just talking about damn her brushing her teeth, honey. I want to see it.
Mm-mm.
I miss Wendy on TV so bad. Oh my God.
Mm-mm.
Ooh. Okay, so no brushing of the teeth.
I mean, I was not a big Wendy fan like that, and I think her show was great. Whatever. I don't have a problem with her show, but mentally, I don't think she's ready to assume that role again. I'm not saying she needs to still be in, under care, but I don't think she's at that point of being able to do a TV show like she had. I just don't. I just don't. And I hate to see her get out there and, you know,
You mess it up. No, I get
yeah,
it.
make a fool of herself or whatever. I wouldn't want that for her either. Now, if she can show me something different than what she's done so far, she's, maybe. But at this point, from what I've seen, no.
Well,
That's
there
just
you
my
have it.
personal opinion. I just don't think she's at that level.
Well, it's funny you say that because I feel like if you're saying that, then executives who make decisions are more than likely saying the same thing as well. They're like, look, we got to think about our bottom line here, and this may
Hmm.
not look like a good idea to, bring her on. This would affect our ad revenue. This would, but um, we have a comment. Maybe Wendy should do something less like a podcast. I agree. I agree. But and I think this has actually been going on. Those podcast quote unquote talks have been going on for a couple of years because and reason that people keep putting Wendy name and podcast in the same conversations because they want Radio Wendy back. And Radio Wendy and TV Wendy were two different animals, honey. Radio Wendy pretty much didn't give a hot damn that what she said. That's why the ass kept getting fired. And I think they want to kind of get that energy back. But and we have a comment: less production and pressure to promote on all stations across the nation. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good start for her, a podcast, and if she kills it there, then yeah, let's jump to television. But I think that would be the perfect jump off for her as a podcast, test her skills, and see how that rolls.
Well, Deb Mar and anybody who makes decisions, Wendy, Joe Tacopina, I'm putting him in here as well. If you feel that Wendy wants to go on a podcast, honey, why not get practice on the Wendy Inspired podcast that is Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea? So please come by and sit with a bitch. We would love to have you, girl. So yes, that's that on that. Well, again, like I said, more stories about people passing away over the weekend. So do you all remember, I think it was Thursday's show. We talked about Lil Jon's son just walking out of his house without his phone
Hmm.
and had no
Hmm.
shoes on, and he was reported missing. Well,
Yeah.
unfortunately, they have found him, and he's no longer with us. And you all should see where it says here, by way of TMZ, Lil Jon's son, DJ Young Slade, dead at 27.
Mm.
So, DJ Young Slade, Lil Jon's son, has died. His father announced in a statement Friday. Lil Jon tells TMZ, I am extremely heartbroken for the tragic loss of our son, Nathan Smith. His mother, Nicole Smith, and I are devastated. Nathan was the kindest human being you would ever meet. He was immensely caring, thoughtful, polite, passionate, and warm-hearted. He loved his family and the friends in his life to the fullest. Jon said he was an amazingly talented young man, a music producer, an artist and engineer, and graduate of NYU. We love Nathan with all of our hearts and are incredibly proud of him. He was loved and appreciated, and in our last times together, we're comforted in knowing that we expressed that very sentiment to him. Jon thanked the Milton Police Department for their help searching for his son. Nathan was reported missing on Tuesday last week, and then early on Friday, searchers pulled a body from a pond in the area. Police said there was no indication of foul play. Milton, Georgia, is about 30 miles from North Atlanta, and Nathan Smith was 27 years old, and may he rest in peace. Yeah, condolences to Lil Jon and his family. I just cannot imagine the heartbreak they're going through right now.
Very sad.
Yes, and oh, and there was an update. It said the update says the Fulton County Medical Examiner tells TMZ Nathan's cause and manner of death are currently undetermined. Mm. And it was a very interesting thing that this article said in Lil Jon's statement. And Lil Jon did say, in our last times together, we're comforted in knowing that we expressed that very sentiment to him, talk about how much they loved him. And E40, iconic rapper E40, he actually confirms that. He says that they were, he couldn't believe it because they were actually literally all just together not too long ago. And you see, I just shared here by way of TMZ. E40 delivers most heartfelt condolences to Lil Jon's son after tragic death. Let me see. Let me share my screen. It's just a little quick video of him expressing his condolences.
I gotta ask you, man. Our brother, Little John, man.
Yeah, man. I send my condolences to Little man. Nephew, man, we were just on Family Feud together, all of us. Me, Lil John, his son, Shorty Putt, and Too Short, man. Like a few months back.
You guys made history together. I know you have so much love for their family. Any message to?
I just send my love and support. You know what I mean, Lil John, anything you need that I can provide, I'm here for you. I love you, and you know that, brother. And we're gonna miss nephew. All right, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
That was so sweet. E40, he's such a class act. Always been a class act. And I'm not just saying that because I want some of his wine, but that was really, really, really nice of him. So, well, I think the only thing that Lil Jon and his family want right now is privacy and, the sweet condolences, but, they always say, please respect me and my family's privacy during these difficult times. So that's that on that. Again, Nathan, DJ Young Slade, may you rest in peace. And now this is going to be the last death I'm going to talk about today, about somebody passing away. So over the weekend as well, another death, someone who was only 34 years old, who played for the MLB. His name was Terrence Gore. And you see where it says here by way of TMZ, 3 times World Series champion Terrence Gore, dead at 34. So Terrence Gore, the former MLB star who played for multiple World Series winning teams, has died. A shared Instagram post between Gore's account and the Gap to Gap Baseball Academy confirmed the news Saturday. With the Academy noting the world lost a tremendous man last night, more importantly, a family lost a dad, a husband, and a brother. The announcement revealed he died Friday evening. A cause of death has not been shared. Multiple tributes have been posted since the news broke. With the Kansas City Royals, the team for which Gore played a majority of his games at the major league level, and MLB also sharing their condolences. Gore was drafted out of the Gulf Coast State College in Panama City, Florida, by KC in the 20th round of the 2011 MLB draft, the day before he turned 20. TG toiled away in the minor leagues over the next few seasons, but made his MLB debut on September 2nd, 2014. Gore bounced back and forth between the major and minor leagues over the next 8 years, playing just 112 MLB regular season games, but he often found himself in the right place at the right time to join the team's success. He made appearances for the 2015 Royals, the 2020 Los Angeles Dodgers, and 2021 Atlanta Braves, all teams that have won the World Series. He also played for the Chicago Cubs and New York Mets. Terrence is survived by his wife Brittany and their 3 children, Zane, Skyland, and Camden Gore. He was just 34 years old, and may he rest in peace.
He had complications from some kind of surgery, I think I read, which is really weird.
Oh.
Yeah, this was not an expected thing. But
I
guess that just goes to show you those complications they tell you about, they don't usually happen, but they are. I mean, it's a possibility, and we see things like this. And I don't know, don't quote me on this. I just read a tweet about it that it was a complication of surgery. Yeah, so sad. 34.
Damn. Oh, Lord. Like we've been trying to tell y'all for a few days now. Black men, head to the doctor. If something don't feel right, head to the doctor. But it looked like he was. I don't know if that would apply in this case because based off of what I'm hearing, he was in that it just maybe had some complications from surgery. So.
Yeah. I don't know what kind of surgery or what was going on. How soon they caught whatever it was. I mean, anything's possible, but yeah, you got to take care of yourself.
Yes, indeed. Well, we're about to do another 180 as well. Because now we're going to talk about some ratchet shit, honey. Clayton Howard, honey. We've talked about him quite a bit. Well, he is in the news again. And unfortunately, it's not the news that really matters, but I guess it can. Because you see, I just shared here that's an all hip hop exclusive. And you see where it says ex freak off worker says Diddy and Cassie ruined his construction business and now he's broke.
Oh Lord.
Hmm. Well, one of Diddy's most outspoken ex-sex workers, Clayton Howard, is flat broke and living off family handouts after his role in the Diddy case destroyed his construction business. Howard filed court papers last week asking a federal judge to waive all fees so he can pursue his civil rights lawsuit against Diddy. The former male escort says he has zero monthly income and less than $100 in total assets. His construction company, Gold Standard Contracting LLC, hasn't brought in any money for over 8 months. Howard blames harassment and attacks after being exposed as a victim in the federal Diddy trafficking case. This public exposure has made it impossible for me to secure new construction contracts, maintain business relationships, or conduct normal business operations, Clayton Howard explained. The continuous harassment and attacks have destroyed my professional reputation in the contracting industry, causing existing clients to terminate relationships and prospective clients to refuse to work with me. He says he has no wages, business profits, government benefits, rental income, or investment income. Navy Federal closed his checking account for unpaid overdraft charges. His remaining savings account is restricted. Howard owns no real estate, no vehicles, and has no retirement accounts. Family members now pay his rent, utilities, transportation, and most of his food. Howard emphasizes that his relatives aren't wealthy and are making sacrifices to help him survive. Howard is representing himself in 2 separate cases. He is suing Diddy and Cassie Ventura for $20 million over alleged sex trafficking, drugging, and abuse during 8 years of freak-off parties starting in 2009. He also filed a $20 million lawsuit against Netflix, 50 Cent, and production companies over the docuseries Sean Combs' The Reckoning. Howard claims they promised him a complete and truthful account, but then edited and distorted his story. The former escort alleges Cassie recruited him through an escort agency and was his primary trafficker, not just Diddy's victim. He says Cassie transmitted an STD to him and secretly terminated a pregnancy he claimed was his. Howard argues federal prosecutors used his cooperation but blocked him from fully testifying about Cassie's alleged role. He says this violated his rights under the Crime Victims' Rights Act. Howard already received a fee waiver in the New York State Court for his Netflix lawsuit. He's asking the federal court for the same accommodation so he can pursue his civil rights claims against Diddy. The unresolved status of his claims has also stalled his access to the Backpage Remissions Trafficking Victim Compensation Program, according to court filings. Howard is working to change his life by becoming a lawyer while fighting both cases without legal representation. I am pursuing this legal studies degree to better my life, strengthen my legal knowledge and position, and become competent to effectively address the continued violations of my civil rights, including those that are subject of this lawsuit, Howard revealed. So let me get this straight. He's alleging that his construction business is not doing well. He has lost prospective clients. He has even lost contracts because of the harassment and that he's gotten from this Diddy documentary. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But if you Google Clayton Howard, right, what's going to come up is not only these lawsuits, but a lot of interviews of himself going out in public on interviews talking about his ex-sex trafficker, whatever he wants to call himself, trying to be this quote unquote male rights victim advocate and that whatever other bullshit he's on. But he's saying that because of this, right? Not because because, he's gotten harassed and stuff. Boy, bye. Oh, go ahead, Gorgeous Moon.
First of all, this man is the worst scammer ever. Now all of a sudden you got a construction business and now it's flopping and now your family's paying. You're the worst scammer ever. I can see what you're doing. You told them, I'm going to get all this money. Y'all just pay for me and then I'll pay y'all back once I win this money. That's all you did. You weren't trafficked. You signed up. to be a sex worker. That's what you did. I'm sorry, like, now you a victim. I'm sorry. I'm just so disgusted by this man and all this shit that he's doing. It's, ugh. It's
And
so, ugh.
And really, and then with the information that we know, this group here, because we've talked about his ex Francina Evans, who has, he has pretty much have been using the courts to harass her, but now he wants to be this whole victim and, to this day, still going through litigation, from his ass. So, and I'm actually really surprised that all hip hop didn't reach, because they're saying like he's representing himself in two separate cases. He's representing himself like in his cases against Francina as well. So that's all. And speaking of like these, I actually have I actually need to get it here. Let me go to my email, because I actually had to send this when I was looking at it on Pacer. I had to email it to myself so that way I can make sure I have my receipts to talk about with y'all, honey. And this is his complaint that he had that was actually made on November 29th of last year, November 29th of 2025. Let me open that here. And it's a lot of information. It's actually a 72-page complaint, but I'm just going to point out some key things in here. Let me share my screen. Um, Give me 1 second. So about this alleged construction business, honey, that he just keep on losing money over, allegedly. Oh, and please ignore this note. No, I'm not switching my default browser to Chrome. I keep trying to hit. Oh, it actually worked this time. Okay, so I guess it knew my screen was being shared, so it wanted to act right. I got you, Google. Anywho, yeah, because earlier that shit would not go away. But give me 1 second, because I actually wrote down some key things. Because again, I had to like scan this shit. It's a lot of information in here. But what I wanted us to look at, and what we are looking at, so this is the filed federal complaint for the East District, the Court of East District, New York. They handle cases out of Brooklyn, Queens, and Staten Island. And let me just go to my notes. So I'm going to see if I can go to pages 19 and 20 that I wrote down here. Because now for pages 19 and 20, so these actually, and I've made notes, it says details damages, including loss of business income, contracts terminated, inability to operate normally due to alleged defamation and prosecutions. This is what he filing false allegations of child abuse, all that. Again, I know that's says Essex County Family Court ordered defendant Evans to return plaintiff's property, including a juicer, iPhone 10, an antique bed frame belonging to plaintiff's late mother with a total value of approximately $6,000. Defendant Evans intentionally refused to return the property in violation of the court and ordered and exercised unauthorized dominion and control over it. Just dumb shit. He tried it with the dog. Now he's trying it with other stuff like a juicer, an iPhone 10. iPhone 10, the X. Are you kidding me? I don't even think that's in production anymore. But anyway, and this was in 2022. I remember having an iPhone 10. What was that? 2018? Crazy. I ain't calling Clayton broke. I think he might be truthful about the broke part. He might be broke on that. But let's go to another note I wrote. This looks like it was on pages between 42 and 45, which I had a chance to look at. So, like, he's saying that defendants Evans knew these representations were false when she made them with intent to defraud plaintiff of his ownership and interest in investment. He's claiming that he's losing job opportunities because she filed her police reports or whatever. Now, I actually happen to have firsthand knowledge that because I watched that an interview with that girl Henny and Francina along with her lawyer Crystal. I forget Crystal's last name, but Francina actually mentioned that she was the one who lost a job because of this mess going on. She had to get fingerprinted, and she was working at a school with the school at the time. And schools don't play that shit, baby. Once they found out you had anything to do with the law or you had to get fingerprinted, oh no, baby, we sorry, but we gonna have to let you go. So that's what happened with that. It says, I wrote a note. It says specific business losses and interference with prospective economic advantage. He mentions the $575,000 Marlon Jean contract, alleges client terminated relationships after exposure of accusations. So he's saying that, because of the Diddy and all that, they terminated their agreement with him. Again, the interviews that he keep going around on this media tour talking about himself. Let me see. I have notes from, again, I know it's a lot of information, y'all, but this is crazy. Page 59 and 60, I made a note. It says he ties business losses directly to institutional credibility and public narratives, explaining why clients allegedly stopped working with him. Like the public defendants were performing the traditional and exclusive public function of providing domestic violence victim services, coordinating with law enforcement and prosecutors in response to the domestic violence. He's alleging like they work with police to all go into cahoots with him and all of that. Like he says, arms of hope, true to life, and warm, discriminatory conduct and denial of equal protection. He's saying that his rights aren't being protected because of all of this. Enhanced harm from institutional credibility. The participation of respective domestic violence organizations in the campaign against plaintiffs have caused exponentially greater harm than if only individual defendants have acted. Have acted. The institutional credibility of VAWA-funded agencies provided false legitimacy to demonstrably false allegations, causing greater reputational damage in the community. Enhanced likelihood that false allegations would be believed. Increased reluctance by others to support or defend plaintiffs. Greater psychological impact from betrayal by organizations meant to help victims. Then here again, he was denied access to victim advocacy, support services, and all that because you're not a victim, you dumbass. And I guess I should say allegedly, because this is the active court case. But what other notes did I make?
Allegedly, but you're not a victim.
Right.
I'm so sick of his ass. I am definitely sick of him because, child, you running folks low. Just go out and get a job like other people.
He really do need to sell some insurance or something, or be a personal trainer or something. Because I mean, his body looks good. Clearly, he's doing something right when it comes to working out or something. So go into that space, and it's clearly a lot of men who think they are victims who would support you in your journey, and especially if you can get their fat asses to get up and on a treadmill. Then they will. You can make some. That's free game right there, buddy. But. It says basically the takeaway, the complaint consistently treats the construction business as legitimate and previously operating with losses framed as damages caused by reputational harm. Not as evidence the business was fake or non-functional. The reason I made that statement there, because he's treating this as a legitimate business. However, this is Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, honey. We would like to get to the bottom of shit, baby. So y'all know his construction business is on Facebook. He has a Facebook page, just like a lot of other businesses on there. I was actually able to go to this and read a review. And this is actually and I want y'all to take note of the date from this review. That is pretty much saying that this is not a legitimate business, honey.
Oh.
So you see how this is from Gold Standard Contracting LLC. This is Clayton's construction business, quote unquote. And you see how I said January 7th of 2020, bitch, by Tariq D. Nasir. Clayton Howard doesn't pay his help. He hired me in Philadelphia to work on a client's property that he was lost in. The work in the job was appallingly horrible, and he asked me to cover it up. Didn't pay me and told the client that he did. Told me he was going to beat up my special needs child because I reported him to the owner. What the hell? So then there are some comments under this review. So Clayton, or this is Gold Standard Contractor replying, I'm guessing maybe he tried to use this as a receipt. I don't know what he was trying to prove with this. But him talking to Tariq the Philly taper. He says, so you can see what I mean. I'll call you in 10 minutes or whatever. So you send me a video from in the morning. I said I finished the first coat everywhere. I'd square up the second, and I guess, he cut off. So basically, I guess he was just trying to make this seem as if Tariq wasn't doing his work or whatever. I don't know. But Tariq comments again. It's really sad when you go on Craigslist to hire someone, cheat them, and then call them junkie and cokehead when they complain about your shady business practices. I don't do drugs, Clayton. I work and take care of my family, and you just robbed me, plain and simple. Stop disgracing yourself and pay me, man. From 6 years ago, y'all. So does this look like a legitimate business to y'all?
I mean, shit, when you told me the story, I knew it wasn't legitimate. Like, he's a scammer. Like, really fucking for real. This guy. Mm-mm.
So Clayton is not a victim. The real victim is Francina Evans in this story, and she needs all of our help. I will again share her GoFundMe in my call to action button. So if you have the means, please donate to Francina's cause because she needs it. Well, that's enough of ashy ass Clayton, honey, with that business, allegedly today.
With his ugly ass.
That gets me every time, honey. I love how my mom makes it a point to just make sure his ugly ass, because we really need to understand this is an ugly man doing ugly things.
Okay. How you gonna hop on the back of a victim and then call yourself a victim? Boy!
And still to this day fucking with her. I think if I'm not mistaken, I think they still had to go to court today. Like, this is crazy.
She sued his ass. Reverse sue his ass. Ugh.
They ain't gonna tell you what I hope on the recorded line. So that's that on that. Well, this next story. So now Drake, remember how we talked about Drake, that Canadian biracial honey, how he done got caught up with Steak, and they're saying how he pretty much promoted gambling, illegal gambling, or pretty much made it so that people who had a gambling addiction would be, he preyed on their gambling addictions. Well, he's fighting back, baby. And you see where it says here by way of all hip hop, Drake pushes to shut down public battle over state gambling. And this is an all hip hop exclusive. So Drake, Aiden Ross, and gambling platform Stake are demanding that a New Mexico court toss out a class action lawsuit accusing them of promoting an illegal an illegal online casino. Drake and Aiden Ross say users didn't read the fine print and that the dispute belongs in private arbitration, not a public courtroom. The legal battle stems from two New Mexico residents, Nathaniel Torres and Rory Mitchie, who claim they were misled into gambling real money on Stake.us, a so-called social casino they say mimics the real gambling site Stake.com. Online gambling is banned in New Mexico, and the plaintiffs allege the site used celebrity endorsements to mask its true nature. According to their complaint, Stake.us lured users with free-to-play marketing while using two types of in-game coins to simulate real money gambling. They argue that Drake and Ross, as high-profile promoters, glamorized risky betting behavior and targeted vulnerable users, including people with gambling issues and young viewers of Ross's live streams. Lawyers representing Drake and Ross say that before placing any bets, Torres and Mitchie had to agree to the site's terms and conditions. That agreement, which they accepted again in August of 2025 after an update, included a clause requiring any and all disputes to be resolved through individual arbitration. It also waived their right to participate in a class action lawsuit. The fine print didn't just apply to conflicts with the company itself. It also extended to disputes with Stakes contractors, agents, licensors, subcontractors, and suppliers. Drake and Ross, both paid endorsers of the platform, argue that they fall under that umbrella and are therefore shielded from court litigation. For now, the core issue isn't whether Stake.us is legal, it's whether this dispute should be handled in court or behind closed doors. Drake, Ross, and Stake want the case paused while arbitrator determines not only the merits of the claims, but also whether Drake and Ross should even be a part of the case. And the crazy thing is, based off of what I'm reading from this, it sounds like, these two gentlemen who are filing this class action, it sounds like it might not go well for them, because they accepted the terms and conditions not once but twice. So now it appears that Stake.us or stake, whoever is under the stake umbrella, they have really done their work to make sure they won't be covered by, because remember the new terms and conditions as of August of 2025 says you agree to not be a part of any class action. And if you do have an issue, then it'll be through personal arbitration and not any class action suits. So it looks like, again, don't listen to me though, because anything I know of the law is learned through Law and Order SVU. So that's that on that. I ain't never used that shit in the first place. I never trusted it. It didn't even look right. And then on top of that, remember how, see, this is what state does. Because remember how they kept keep sliding against the Twitter terms of service, where you're supposed, if it's an ad, you're supposed to disclose that it's an ad. You're supposed to hashtag ad on there. If you don't, that could get you in a lot of trouble. And what they did was found a way around it. They put like a viral video and a viral picture, and they were able to put stake in the like the caption in the video, but not in the link, not in the text of the post itself. So that's how they were able to skate around that shit. But people like the community notes kept applying like this is a terms of service violation and stuff, like they are concealing that this is an ad and all of this. So Stake, you being watched.
And they did that for a long time too.
Did it for a long time, and now they're saying how that's how they was able to skirt around that shit in New Mexico, trying to give them like fake money to first, get them enticed into it. But we all know, anybody who has played a game on like any type of like a game where you win like fake coins and stuff, we all know that there's an opportunity to like change those to real coins or increase your chances in winning with real money or whatever. So I don't doubt that Stake.us did this shit in New Mexico and they weren't supposed to.
Yep. Like this ad that keeps coming on about you, these people showing all this money going in their bank account. Y'all seen those ads?
Yep.
I'm like, now if you believe a website is going to pay you $2,000 or more a month in your banking account, well, if you sign up for that, you deserve whatever you get. Because now y'all know better.
Mm-hmm.
No money required to get started. One lady, they had like 12 million. She was listening to her account balance. Your account balance is 12 million. I'm like, girl, come on, y'all.
You
Come
got $12 million, didn't have to pop no pussy. Girl, show me how a bitch can be down, honey.
Just from playing this game on the website. $12 million. Not getting real.
Okay. Let me see what kind of game I can download, honey. Let me get it. Never mind. The terms of service say I can't be part of that class action suit. So I'm gonna go ahead and not even go there.
That's crazy if you believe that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Ashley Pooh. Well, y'all, this next story is really for my children, hun. I can't wait to hear her laugh after this, child. So remember we talked about Lindsey Vonn, child.
We said exactly what was gonna happen, and it happened.
And it happened. And you see how we have here by way of TMZ, Lindsey Vonn in stable condition after surgery following Olympic crash. Like, girl. Girl.
And you could hear her crying in pain.
Mm-hmm. Broke the fuck out that leg.
Girl.
They tried.
What you thought was gonna happen?
Hope you don't be permanently crippled. I wouldn't wish that on nobody. But foolish behavior, get you foolish prizes. You should have known better. Your team shouldn't have let you ski. Nobody should have had you out there on the slopes going 80 miles an hour.
13 seconds in. And tore her shit all the way up.
I could tell when she started, the way she kind of stood up on her skis when she started skiing. I'm like, she's feeling that she's not going to make it. And she didn't. Because I watch, the Olympics a lot. I was looking when they showed it. They did show it. And, she stood up on those skis like, oh my God, what am I doing here? And you fucked around and found out. And I hate that it happened, but you definitely invited that into your life. It was a very foolish thing to do for you to even come out of retirement, first of all. And to continue on this journey with those injuries, You had a fake knee from being injured in the first place, and now you come back out of retirement less than and injure yourself and still want to ski. Well, I'm mm-mm, mm-mm,
Super.
mm-mm.
We have a comment saying that athlete ego is real. That's
It
exactly what it was.
is.
That was very much ego. And I think we talked about it over. I don't know if we recorded it or not, but we did mention we had the conversation about Lindsey Vonn. I said that somebody like me who is not a sports fan whatsoever, but even I know because anytime you hear about a player tearing their ACL, you know they're gonna be out for a long ass time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she like after having that surgery, after tearing her ACL, and then she was like, "Oh, I'm getting out of retirement. I'm about to go down these slopes." I'm like, that don't sound like a good idea.
No. Now, if you injure your ACL and you in archery or something where you not exerting yourself on that injury, not outside, you got injured outside of your sport, I could maybe understand. But skiing, people have died doing what she does. One wrong move can kill you. And for her to think that she could do that with a torn ACL a week before, well, you lucky you didn't kill yourself is all I can say.
Okay. You can't even really on an ACL. You can't even really apply pressure. A torn ACL, it's
Mm.
you can't even really. You're not even really supposed to be applying pressure on your. But
And the stress
and
of
she
all
knows
that
this.
turning and going that fast and going back and forth on the edge of your skis. Oh, girl, it's
Girl, your
over,
heyday is over. Like, go sit
over,
down.
over.
Yeah, downhill skiing like that, one is already dangerous,
Very,
period.
very. That's called
Going
serious
that
injury
fast.
and death.
I'm
Mhm.
surprised her damn leg was still attached to her body.
Well, I don't think she'll come back again. If she does, well,
Well, then she is a certified idiot.
certified.
Well, and this story starts. It says Lindsey Vonn is in stable condition after undergoing emergency surgery to repair a broken leg she suffered during her violent crash in the women's downhill at the Winter Olympics in Italy. Team officials and hospital staff say the skiing legend is recovering and expected to be okay after the procedure, which stabilized the fracture she suffered in early Sunday in Cortina d'Ampezzo. Um, Vaughn's Olympic bid came to a frightening end just seconds into her downhill run on Sunday when she lost control and tumbled hard down the Olympia del Tofane course, or maybe that's Tofane. You know, that's Italian. The impact left her on the snow in invisible pain before medical personnel rushed in. With concerns over her injuries on the mountain, rescuers airlifted Vaughn off the slope by helicopter. She was rushed first to a local clinic and later transferred to a larger hospital in Treviso for surgery and care. The crash marked a heartbreaking culmination to Vaughn's emotional comeback. Girl, bye. Just days earlier, she had confirmed she would compete in Milan Cortina despite suffering a completely ruptured ACL in her left knee during a World Cup downhill race and skiing with a rebuilt right knee that included a titanium implant. Vaughn's attempt to make history as one of the oldest Olympic downhill competitors came with massive fan support in the Italian Alps. Moments after the crash, the crowd and fellow skiers alike watched in stunned silence as she was tended to on the snow. Stupid.
So she fucked up one knee, got the titanium implant. Now she done fucked up the other knee. Okay.
Hmm.
You be lucky you ain't gonna be crippled in another 5 years. Just from that injury alone. All you've done to your body.
For real, honey. Well, that's that on that, honey. Speaking of doing stupid things with your body, like drinking and driving, honey. So Eddie Lacy, he was in the NFL. You should see where it says ex NFL star Eddie Lacy sentenced in 2024 extreme DUI case. So, former NFL star Eddie Lacy pled guilty to misdemeanor extreme DUI after he was busted by cops last year with a BAC more than 4 times the legal limit. And TMZ Sports has learned the details of his sentencing. Lacy entered his plea over a year after he was initially booked on 7 charges. He entered a guilty plea to the extreme DUI charge with a BAC greater than or equal to .20, which is a misdemeanor. The city attorney, in turn, agreed to dismiss the 6 other charges in the case. He was sentenced to 180 days of confinement, a screening at the Youth and Family Services Behavioral Health, and 30 hours of community restitution at an approved agency in his home state. As we reported, the 35-year-old was arrested by the Scottsdale Police Department in September 2024 after officers said he was observed committing several traffic violations. A woman called 911 telling dispatch that a car was driving so erratically she was worried they were going to kill somebody. After pulling him over, cops said they noticed something off about the 5-year NFL veteran. According to an SPD police report, they noted Eddie's speech was slow, slurred, and mumbled as soon as I began talking to him. Cops say they eventually instructed the NFL vet out of his ride and got him to take a breathalyzer, which returned a result of .325. The legal limit is .08 in the Grand Canyon state, which means Lacy blew 4 times over. The incident followed an arrest back in 2022 on the same charges for Lacy when he was accused of driving around Scottsdale with a BAC of .247. We've reached out to Lacy's attorney for comment. So far, no word back. So y'all, all I see is a pattern, honey. He did this before in 2022. He did it again in 2024, and now he pled guilty to it. And now all it says is got 180 days of confinement, community service, and what else he get? What else did it say he got up in here? A screening at the Youth and Family Services Behavioral Health. I mean, clearly, I just feel like because I know as a child I was born in the 80s, but I'm a child of the 90s, right? And I remember the 90s, like, drunk driving was a huge thing. At one point, it was like the leading cause of death amongst a lot of people. And there were campaigns like Mother Against Drunk Driving, MAD, Students Against Drunk Driving, SAD. It was a lot of organizations against drunk driving. There was so much information out there telling us this was extremely dangerous and one of the easiest ways for you to get behind the wheel and die and then not only kill yourself, but kill other people around you. All this information is out there and has been out there, and people still, like this 35-year-old dumbass right here, want to still drink, get behind the wheel up to a point where somebody had to call 911 on him and say he was driving so erratically that they thought he was going to kill somebody. And he might have. But then what pisses me off is that he did this before, back in 2022. And now him doing it again in 2024. And then I guess he got a conscious, let me plead guilty to it a year later. Now they just want to kind of give him a little slap on the wrist. Okay. We have a comment saying they are going to suspend his driver's license. Trust me. I know that's right. Good. Keep your ass from behind. It's too much fucking. Let me tell y'all something. Like, I am a millennial, baby. I like to get drunk off my ass, honey. I feel like if I didn't get drunk, then I didn't. If I'm not slizzard, if I don't have slurred speech and stuff, then I didn't do it right. But even with all of that, I know for a fact I am never going to get behind a fucking wheel. Why? Because I know it's dangerous. And it's just too much Uber, too much shit around here. Matter of fact, when worse comes to worse, what I would do is find a good old corner and lay my ass down and go to sleep. But I'm not driving. And I really feel like people need to get to that place as well. Why do you feel so confident? I know alcohol releases all inhibitions. I know that. But it's y'all feeling too confident to get behind that damn wheel. And it keeps happening. It's pissing me off.
And these are people that can afford Uber and Lyft and all of that. Like, it's not like a financial problem.
Mm-hmm.
Leave your car where it is and get an Uber home. Have somebody come get you and they drive your car and drive you something. It's just too many ways out of this, especially when you got a DUI already on your record.
Exactly. And then we have a comment in the chat says DUI costs about $15,000 to $20,000. So you want that kind of bill on you?
Not cheap, for sure.
You want a $30 bottle of tequila to turn into a $20,000 case? Like, are you kidding me? Keep your ass from behind that wheel, and you drunk. Hell, tipsy. If you everybody in the club getting Jaquan tipsy, keep your ass from behind that wheel. All it takes is it only takes a little bit of tipsy to get into a fucking accident. Like, I hate it. I hate it. So that's that on that, child. Let's talk about some more sports ball in court, honey. And if I mispronounce this man's name, I truly apologize. I have only just heard about him this morning. But Yasiel Puig, he plays baseball, and he also was just found guilty. And you see what I just shared here by way of TMZ. Yasiel Puig found guilty of obstructing justice and lying to federal officials. So, former Los Angeles Dodger Yasiel Puig was found guilty of obstructing justice and lying to federal officials in a Los Angeles courtroom on Friday in connection to an investigation into an illegal gambling operation. The 35-year-old now faces up to 10 years in federal prison on the obstruction of justice charge and up to 5 years in prison on the false statement charges. He remains free on his own personal recognizance. Puig, who last played in the MLB in 2019, allegedly started placing illegal bets in May 2019 through an illegal gambling business run by former minor league pitcher Wayne Nix. According to prosecutors, by June of 2019, he had racked up $282,900 in sports gambling losses. After paying off his debts later that month, Nix then provided Puig direct access to the betting sites, which saw him place 899 bets from July 4th of 2019 through September 29th of 2019 on tennis, football, and basketball games. Sentencing is set for May 26th. In January 2022, federal investigators interviewed Puig as part of their larger investigation. During that chat, they say he lied several times about his participation in the gambling organization. Fast forward to November 2022, he made a deal with the feds to close out the case, agreeing to plead guilty to lying to federal prosecutors. He backed out of it days later, saying, "I should have never agreed to plead guilty to a crime I did not commit." After a 13-day trial, prosecutors convinced the jury that he was indeed guilty. Puig has yet to comment on the guilty verdict. My whole thing is, why you sitting there? So I feel like if you get to the point to where federal prosecutors or even the feds, if the FBI or anybody is questioning you about certain things and you're lying to them, I feel like it's like, why? Because the fact that they're asking you questions means they already have answers. They're just trying to see what you gonna say about it. And then for you to sit there and tell a complete fabrication, say, "Oh no, I ain't gamble. I ain't had nothing to do with that site." However, they was able to confirm that your ass not only was using the site, but you bet 899 bets in a 3 to 4 month period in 2019. So now your ass getting in trouble for you see what happened to Lil Kim? Y'all cannot be lying under oath and lying to these federal prosecutors. Like, I'm sorry, you just well, that's that on that, honey. And this is another reason why I'm going to stay far away from them gambling sites. I want no kind of this smoke, and I definitely don't have another thousands of some odd dollars to be trying to give a court for illegal betting. It ain't worth it. So that's that on that, honey. Oh, this next story. So this is something that happened like towards the end of last week. Now y'all know, these are sports people, so I don't know who any of these people are, but I'm sure y'all do. But some crazy shit happened between James Pierce Jr. And y'all see I have this TMZ article. James Pierce Jr. allegedly hit cops with car while evading during Rakia Jackson dispute. Yeah, this is weird.
I'm sorry, what? Oh my God.
He allegedly hit a cop car. So him and Rakia Jackson they had a little dispute. He tried to evade police, after the dispute, ended up hitting a cop car in the process. So, it goes on to say, James Pierce Jr. intentionally hit an officer with his Lamborghini while evading law enforcement after an alleged domestic dispute with WNBA star Rakia Jackson, according to police docs obtained by TMZ Sports. Jackson told police she and Pierce Jr. recently ended a 3-year relationship, saying she blocked the 23-year-old's number to stop further contact, but it didn't work. Rakia told police James used an alternate phone number to continue contacting her. On February 7th, as she was leaving her apartment complex, Jackson noticed Pierce Jr.'s Lambo SUV behind her and attempted to get away. While at a red light, she says he approached her vehicle and attempted to open the door. The LA Sparks Ford told cops she then drove toward the Doral City Police Department, but Pierce Jr. wasn't deterred because cops write in the report he intentionally collided into the rear of her vehicle. After getting away, the Falcons linebacker cut her off again and crashed head-on with her vehicle. Moments later, cops arrived on the scene, drew their weapons, and started giving Pierce Jr. verbal commands, which they say Pierce Jr. ignored. An officer attempted to open the door, but Pierce Jr. locked it. Cops attempted to open the door a second time, but Pierce drove away, with the report stating he struck an officer in the area of his left knee intentionally in an attempt to evade arrest. Following a brief pursuit, James crashed his car and took off on foot. Officers eventually caught up with the Falcons' first-round draft pick, but he began resisting by tensing his arms and not allowing officers to apprehend him. He was eventually taken into custody and booked on 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated stalking, and fleeing, eluding police. Pierce Jr. made his first court appearance Sunday from his jail cell in Miami, where bond was set to $20,500. A stay-away order was also issued. Neither Pierce Jr. nor Jackson have spoken on the situation. Ooh, child.
The fuck out.
Let me go look at let me Google him real quick, see what his zodiac sign is, honey, because it's given what is it given? Gemini. Let me see. Girl, his birthday is October 12th. Well, I knew it was giving some kind of air sign, honey. I was just wrong about, the kind. Libra Queen, I think it's time for a meeting. Y'all gotta maybe having the time to revoke these licenses, honey. So that's that on that, child. Whew.
Dude, I mixed Libra women in with the men. Okay. We don't do that.
You're right. There's a huge difference, just like the Cancers, honey. A huge difference amongst the men and the women. So, yes. Well, in another story that I actually hate to have to talk about because this is another incident of domestic violence within sports ball, but this one unfortunately did not end so well. And you all see I just shared here by way of TMZ, former NFL first round pick Darren Lee charged in girlfriend's murder. I'm so sick of this violence towards women, I swear I am.
That's all we talk about these days now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Darren Lee, a former first-round draft pick for the New York Jets, was arrested and charged in Tennessee for allegedly murdering his girlfriend. According to multiple outlets, cops were dispatched to a home near Ottawa, about 2.5 hours outside of Nashville, for a report of CPR in progress. After arriving on the scene, cops say they located the victim and attempted life-saving measures, but she later succumbed to her injuries. Detectives responded to the scene with preliminary findings indicating the death was a result of a homicide. Lee was then identified as the suspect and taken into custody at the scene. Lee has reportedly been charged with first-degree murder and tampering with evidence. According to jail records, he is being held without bond and has a court appearance scheduled for this coming Wednesday. After playing at the Ohio State University, winning the national championship in 2014, he was drafted by the Jets with a 20th overall pick in the 2016 NFL Draft. He spent 3 years with Gang Green, racking up 241 total tackles, 17 for a loss, and 4 sacks. In 2019, he joined the Kansas City Chiefs for one season, totaling 31 tackles in 16 games. He would then sign with the Buffalo Bills, playing 2 games in Western New York. It's not the first time the 31-year-old has been arrested. He was booked for assault and domestic violence in Ohio back in 2023, later pleading guilty as part of a plea deal. Mm-hmm. You see that pattern? You see that last sentence tells you he was booked for assault and domestic violence in Ohio back in 2023, and now that has escalated to murder to homicide in Tennessee.
Rakia better watch her back too.
There you go. That's all.
You went through all that. Yeah, she better watch her back.
She drove to the police department, honey. He said, I don't give a fuck, and still hit her car in the back. And then when the police kept trying to go and apprehend his ass, he gonna run up and fuck up the damn police officer's knee. Like, girl, the signs are there, baby.
If it ain't one thing, it's another with these, and especially the ones that it needs to be a study about once their career ends, the the level of frustration and anger that they have
Mm-hmm.
because their careers are over or what have you. A lot of them don't be mentally all right. And it's really starting to show.
Especially with them, the NFL players, like especially when they have like documented evidence that the constant beating like of the body, the head especially, no matter how good they think those helmets are contributing factors to CTE among a lot of these players. And with the CTE, like, oh, let me see.
It messes with the brain. It changes up the wiring of your brain.
I guess what I'm trying to say, like, does someone with CTE, and I'm Googling it, by the way, does someone with CTE, are they more likely to commit
Act
domestic
out
violence?
like violence, probably. I mean, that could be something because, when people have traumatic brain injuries, it could, I mean, who knows what's going to happen? They could be more violent, or they can start being a sexual deviant, or they can be very depressed. Um, I just feel it just runs the gamut of like, who knows how they're going to react, or their body, or what part of their brain is damaged. But these guys tend to do a lot of violence. I don't know. It's a lot.
Yep, and according to the Mayo Clinic, it does indeed say, like, in early life between the late 20s and early 30s, the first form of CTE may cause mental health and behavior issues, and symptoms of this form include depression, anxiety, impulsive behavior, and aggression. So I guess there may be some kind of correlation is what I'm getting.
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's that on that, honey.
Ladies, y'all be careful.
Yeah. Gays too, honey. Because you see how look, they just didn't. Matter of fact, I haven't seen it yet. The Dateline episode of that boy, that man the young feminine gay who went missing, and then we learned that it was his DL lover who had something to do with him. And I think he got we finally just found out about it 3 years later or so.
I mean, whew.
Yep, they doing a whole Dateline. They did a whole Dateline, which I heard was good. I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I will.
They gotta be careful with these down low, cause they don't want their secret exposed. They go to great lengths.
Girl, and speaking of down low, y'all remember I promised y'all on Friday's show over the weekend I was gonna review like T.S. Madison's and the D.L. Whispers
Yeah.
Well, I did, and that's gonna actually be my last story for today. So I do have the tea for y'all.
Ooh.
Well, and I got 3 more stories left.
Okay.
So this next one, I just want to ask, girl, we going to Islam?
Are we going to Islam? What?
Girl, we going to Islam.
Who said that, child? Who said that?
Well, that actual quote came from Tammy Roman, when
Oh,
when they was on Basketball Wives and Jackie said they were about to go somewhere and she wrapped a scarf over her head and Tammy said, "Girl, we going to Islam."
you know what? Just no sense whatsoever.
Well, and I think the gag is, I think Tammy does come from a Muslim background, if I'm not mistaken, because I know her name at one point in the industry was Tammy Akbar.
Really?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, anyway, I asked that question, we're going to Islam, because it looks like Central C is going to Islam. And you see, I just shared here by way of all hip hop, famous drill rapper converts to Islam and changes his name to Akil. I was
Keep
actually
him
waiting
over
for my
there.
Libra Queen to scream, "Next!"
Yeah, next. Keep his ass over there over on the other side of the pond, please. Please. Don't touch him for real.
Well,
But
I won't talk too much about this story, but it just says he is changing his name to Akil. He says, "I just changed my name and took my shahada. I am Muslim now." The shahada is Islam's declaration of faith that formally brings someone into the religion. And Central C explains that his new first name, Akil, means intelligent or wise in Arabic.
good for him.
Oh, alhamdulillah. Next story, because we ain't got time.
Wait, let me tell you another. I saw where Brittany Renner then went
Yeah,
back to Christianity. I am sick of you performative ass Negro. I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of
alhamdulillah.
y'all.
Allah. Next story.
I'm sick of y'all. I need her to go to hell. Okay? What is she doing? Does she know we can see her?
Listen, I knew what it was from the beginning, honey. They said I knew they were making a mockery of Islam. I knew it.
Islam, Christianity, everything. Girl, she making a mockery of herself. Sit down somewhere.
Girl, we going to Islam?
Ugh, shit.
And it's not lost on me that, a lot of people have said, because when this news broke over the weekend, people on Twitter said, how a lot of people tend to get super religious when they got some allegations coming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying Central C is got some allegations coming. I'm just saying, there is a pattern with previous artists getting super religious, whether it be Christianity, or Islam. They tend to have some allegations that follow that decision.
He just want to be relevant. Please, Jesus. Next story. Ooh.
Okay. Well, our next story. So y'all remember how we talked about the iconic Daniel Stern from Home Alone, how he got caught up for trying to buy some pussy?
Oh.
They let him off?
They let him off.
Good.
He got the complexion for the protection.
Hello. Thank the Lord.
I'm glad
He
they
was
did.
just trying to get him some. He said I'll pay for it. Like, come on.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I actually like how this looks, because to me, this is, I'm not going to say decriminalize sex work, but it's just kind of like, because he shouldn't have been.
Decriminalize the sex work.
Yeah. So, yep. Well, TMZ goes on to say, Home Alone star Daniel Stern is off the hook after getting hooked by police for allegedly trying to hire a hooker, because the criminal case against him has been legally terminated. According to court officials, Daniel's attorney appeared in court Friday for the first time since prosecutors in California charged the actor with soliciting prostitution. He wasn't there himself, but his case was heard and dismissed. A rep for the Ventura County District Attorney tells TMZ the defendant did what he was supposed to do. He completed his education class and earned a dismissal. This is our standard disposition for first-time prostitution offenses. TMZ broke the story. Daniel was issued a citation in December for allegedly trying to hire an escort at a hotel in Camarillo, California, however you say it. My bad. And last month, he was officially charged with a crime. Now it looks like Daniels put this all behind him. We reached out to Daniel's camp. So far, no word back.
Look, it's
What they expect him to
We
say?
need no.
adults
Cool
that
We don't need no further word. Let him go with God. Amen. Amen.
look. Let that man go ahead and pay for him a little something, something. He ain't out here taking it. It's consenting adults. It's his money. And that's the thing.
I love that he's looking to use that money to support the community. I love that.
Okay. Shoot. I don't know why they want a criminal. I mean, cause y'all paying for it anyway.
Hmm. So, well, that's that on that, honey. Well, the last story I have for y'all, honey, as promised, the T.S. Madison versus D.L. Whisper story. And I want to give a shout out to Gay Magazine, who I absolutely adore. I follow them on Instagram, and I love a lot of their content they post. But they were actually able to do a really good cover of this beef that's going on between the two.
Don't
And,
forget Dominique now.
and Dominique as well. Shout out to Dominique, who we adore. But y'all see I just shared here by way of Gay Magazine, Glimmer County judge grants T.S. Madison a temporary protective order against Naquan Palmer, who's also known as the D.L. Whisperer.
Huh.
Well, renowned television and transmedia personality T.S. Madison has filed a temporary protective order against online commentator D.L. Whisper, whose legal name is Naquan Palmer, following a public dispute that escalated from online commentary into documented safety concerns. Court records reviewed by Gay Magazine show that Madison filed the temporary protective order, or TPO, after weeks of escalating online conflict, culminating in an incident in which Palmer appeared at her residence. Madison confirmed the filing exclusively to Gay Magazine. The dispute began after Palmer posted commentary reacting to Madison's interview with Nene Leakes. In the interview, Palmer misgendered Madison and used rhetoric that is clearly transphobic. The commentary circulated broadly across platforms including Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, drawing significant attention within Black and LGBTQ+ online communities. Following the video, Palmer publicly alleged that Madison and individuals associated with her doxed him by sharing his personal information online. Madison has never publicly addressed Palmer or engaged him on social media. Madison has denied the allegation, stating that she did not dox Palmer and that any such claims are false. Palmer proceeded to make public death threats towards Madison online, eventually sharing a photo of himself on TikTok driving past her Georgia home. A temporary protective order is a short-term legal measure intended to restrict contact while a court evaluates whether further protections are necessary. Legal expert notes that filing a TPO does not constitute a criminal finding or determination of guilt, but it allows a judge to assess whether the circumstances warrant court-ordered boundaries. According to court records, Madison sought the protective order after the dispute moved beyond online discourse and into the physical world. Madison used her social media accounts, including Twitter, to explain why she has pursued legal recourse. And the tweet says, "The most efficient way is to handle things legally. People think silence means fear. I'm rich. I don't handle things in the street. I'm 48 years old and an established brand. You are insane to think I'm going to fight you in the streets. No, fight your case. Hashtag 500 yards. Don't you ever think you can come to my, don't you ever think you can come threaten me in my home and think you'll go home and go to bed? Nah." So as the dispute unfolded online, it becomes part of a broader national conversation about safety for trans women, particularly those with public visibility. Advocacy organizations and civil rights groups have reported rising levels of harassment, threats, and violence against trans women, with Black trans women facing disproportionate risk. The filing comes amid heightened scrutiny following the recent death of Girl La La, a widely followed TikTok creator whose death has drawn renewed attention to the dangers trans women face both online and offline. While details surrounding Girl La La's death continue to circulate publicly, advocates say the response underscores how quickly online hostility and misinformation can contribute to real-world harm. At the same time, trans rights have increasingly become a focal point in political discourse. Lawmakers in several states have advanced legislation restricting gender-affirming care, public accommodations, and participation in public life for transgender people. Rhetoric targeting trans communities has emerged not only from right-wing figures, but also from centrist and liberal commentators, according to media analysts, contributing to a climate that advocates says emboldens harassment. Advocate says emboldens harassment. They're right about that for sure. Expert warns that online platforms often serve as accelerants, allowing misgendering, false claims, and inflammatory commentary to reach large audiences quickly. When disputes involve high-profile individuals, advocates say the potential for escalation increases. Palmer has addressed the conflict in multiple social media videos, framing the dispute as stemming from online disagreements and reiterating claims that he was targeted. Madison, a prominent media personality and cultural commentator, has navigated public criticism throughout her career. However, this dispute differs from past controversies because it involved conduct she viewed as crossing personal and physical boundaries. Since filing the protective order, Madison has disengaged from public exchanges related to the dispute and is allowing the legal process to proceed. She said her focus remains on personal safety and correcting misinformation rather than continue online confrontation. Court records indicate the temporary protective order is currently in effect pending judicial review. A hearing date has not yet been publicly announced. Temporary protective orders typically remain in place for a limited period unless modified, extended, or replaced by a longer-term order following a court hearing. Court records also indicate that temporary protective order includes provisions barring Palmer from posting about Madison on social media while the order remains in effect. The restriction applies to direct and indirect references across digital platforms and is intended to prevent further escalation during the court's review period. The dispute continues to generate discussions online with reactions divided among supporters of both parties. Some commentators have called for restraint as the matter moves through the court, while others have urged greater accountability for online behavior that includes misgendering and transphobic rhetoric. As the case proceeds, it highlights how online commentary, political climate, and personal safety increasingly intersects for trans women navigating public life in the United States. I have to say, Gay Magazine, y'all did that. Y'all really, I love the way this was written. And in fact, who was it that wrote this? It looks like it was someone, what's his name? His name is, was it Brandon? It was in the article. I saw it earlier. But I love how he highlighted that black trans women are disproportionately affected by this. So when you have a gay man such as Naquan Palmer, best known as the DL Whisperer, coming out shitting, misgendering her and shit like that, it's like, dude, I didn't see it for this F word anyway, honey. But girl, and then what bothers me is that he actually has a lot of support because a large number of his following happens to be black women who are black women who thrive and make exposing men. Because I'm actually going to show. I'm not going to share it here, but I am going to not going to post the link, but I'm going to share that he did a GoFundMe. And he's trying to make it seem as if he's the victim and not the aggressor.
I mean, he's still a man. Oof, child.
And you see he has I'm sharing my screen here. You also see with Mr. Palmer, Naquan Palmer, he's trying to raise $50,000 because he's looking for support for his legal battle and safe relocation. Yeah. And
but meanwhile, you driving by somebody's home.
Look at this shit, and just look at the yes. And meanwhile, he's the one driving by people's houses, honey, like he. But and it says in January 2025, I launched the DL Whisper, an online brand dedicated to empowering women and helping them avoid down low men. My mission has always been to support women in making informed choices and to create a safer, more honest community for women. My brand is about going against the patriarchal system. Bitch, no, it's not. Anyway. However, my commitment to this cause has come with some significant challenges. From the beginning, there was tension from the beginning after I made a statement that trans women are men. The transgender community have done all the things to silence me from using my voice to help real women. The LGBTQIA plus is trying to protect patriarchy while I continue to go against it. I am using my male privilege to help women instead of oppressing them. Men in general are not happy about this. Since the start of the DL Whisperer, I have faced intense adversity. I have been doxxed My social security number, address, and other personal information was exposed, and my family members have also been targeted by these groups of people. It's not fair that my family is being targeted for my freedom of speech. False narratives have been spread about me, leading to the loss of my employment and putting my safety at risk. The emotional toll has been heavy, and the need to protect myself from my loved ones has become urgent. Now I'm beginning a legal battle to defend myself and my work with my court date set for March 3rd of this year. I am also preparing to relocate to ensure my safety and the safety of my family. The funds raised will go directly towards legal fees, moving expenses, and professional services to remove my intimate videos and private information from the internet. Every contribution will help me regain stability and continue my mission to empower women. I want my supporters to know that I will never stop helping women as long as I am here and able. Your positive messages, prayers, and encouragement mean the world to me. I am deeply grateful for your support, and I encourage you to stay strong and continue to protect yourself. Thank you for standing with me during this difficult time. Girl, fuck you.
Maybe you just should have shut the fuck up.
That shit is crazy.
And may I add that T.S. Madison's crib is gorgeous.
Gorgeous, honey. Gorgeous. Oh, trans women. Babe, let me tell you one thing about a transphobic gay person. Because I can speak. I'm in this community. I can speak. Baby, when I tell you that's the kind of bitch that make my ass itch. If I
I would
found
assume so, cause what?
if you are a transphobic gay person, baby, I have nothing to do for you. You can stay your ass away from me, bitch. You are a bottom of the barrel, low brow type of bitch. Especially with the information telling you that this group of people here, the T in our LGBTQ, right? The black T's are being killed at disproportionate, like this. I can't even get my damn words together. And then you sit here saying shit like this F word right here, and I'm trying so y'all see I'm sitting there because I'm trying so hard not to call him what he is. But this F
Mm-hmm.
word out here sitting there, knowing that these women are being attacked disproportionately, and he's going through and spreading this rhetoric that they're men and that he's being targeted. Like, bitch, you fuck me. This is the gay equivalent to Clayton Howard.
Mm.
This is the gay Clayton Howard right here.
Mm.
And all
That's
you
something else.
stupid homophobic B words who gave this F word money,
That's
girl.
crazy. I mean, when I saw his content on Facebook, I was like, something ain't right about this. I don't like it. And if you can't figure out who's, y'all just pay attention to the red flags. I wish y'all stop acting stupid.
And,
Get
and
off the floor.
for real. And unfortunately, I hate to say this because it's really going to but the thing about DL is that you don't want nobody to know. You're on the down low. So you're not supposed to be able to expose or tell. Like, there should be say all this to say it's like, it's not easy to see red flags in a DL person. Cause a
Well,
lot,
right.
like you truly don't know, and they doing a
But
lot of shit on the low.
you may not know specifically what they're doing, but the red flags that your quote unquote man is doing something.
Mm-hmm. So,
And if you live in Atlanta, then you should have all your antennas up. Just use common sense.
listen, I'ma just stay quiet on this subject because I don't want to I should basically just plead the fifth. I don't want to say
Yes, you should.
anything that's going to incriminate myself.
Yes, you should. And you stay safe. Cause these motherfuckers are stupid.
Hmm. Well, y'all, that was all the tea that I had for us today. So before we head out, did anybody have any tea that they want to share or any tea that I might have missed?
No, I talked about old girl, so. Mm.
Bianca was. Oh, I was gonna say Bianca mentioned something earlier, and she looked like she might have to go back to work. But I'm gonna see Nike. Apparently, Nike just made
Oh,
a record breaking donation to MAGA. Let me see.
well, I know they've been donating to Trump's campaign. Unfortunately, But I wouldn't be surprised if they did it again, especially because of the recent um oh, this is from September.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
found some from November, but it does indeed say the Nike co-founder Phil Knight gave $3 million to a Republican PAC, but this was back from the end of November.
yeah. So, yeah, I
So I
know
guess
he's
what they
been
did is
doing
recycle
that.
news and try to act like it was new.
Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, that's punk ass motherfucker did that shit. But he's a rich white man. What do you expect?
Not much.
Not much. Because if you get somebody decent, like, oh my God, I mean, it's always shocking. Like, oh my God, you're not a piece of shit. Oh, I did want to, I did want to talk about the conspiracy theories of people trying to put Jay-Z in these Epstein files. When my hairdresser is like, I mean, I wouldn't put it past her. I'm like, girl, there was no Negroids on that island. Diddy was not there. I know Diddy's a piece of shit, but why are y'all trying to make him a child molester too? Like, just, y'all need to simmer the fuck down.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they do.
Jay-Z was not on the island, and now he became a billionaire. I know to become a billionaire, you gotta step on some toes. And, and I'm not saying Jay-Z's perfect. I know he is not. But one thing I really can say is he wasn't up there with the damn Epstein people, y'all. Like, be fucking for real.
Mm-hmm.
Be
He only
fucking
had his
for
eye
real.
on one underage girl at the time, and her name was Beyonce.
Yes.
Because
And
she
they
was
kept it cute
17.
until she was of age.
And that's what they say. So that's all we got to go on. So, but we know how they go. But we just gonna go by what they say. And he said
I
today he didn't
mean,
know her until she was 18. We have no evidence to prove otherwise. So we just gonna take it for its word.
and they married and they got kids, and what y'all gonna do now? Like, it is what it is.
Because look, I
But
was about to comment on my own self. As somebody who was also 17 at the time, dating with a, but I didn't want. I'm gonna have to plead the fifth again. This is not
then we're
about.
gonna round up Hillary, the dude that, from what, cause Nicole Richie's married to him now, but he was dating, her when she was underage. Oh, we're just friends. Kylie Jenner and Tyga.
Yep.
Oh, we're just friends.
Marcus Houston and his current wife.
Ugh.
And her ass was missing for like the family was looking for her and she was missing about a good year. Then she popped up. Oh, we're getting married. I'm 18 now. Yay.
Mm, 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 mm.
Allegedly.
I'm not even gonna talk about. I'm a product of the '90s, so yeah, there was a time where older men, early 20s, was talking to younger women. Yes.
And boy, have times changed because the older men are still definitely trying to talk to these young girls, but the economy has changed. They don't have the money to back it up no more. Ain't no more sugar daddies, baby. All the sugar. We're on diets now, baby. There's no more sugar. So
Ain't no
all these men,
sugar.
but back in the '90s, like these men had pensions and they had money on, but it's not
Yes.
the same.
But again, Jay-Z was at Marcy Projects. He was in '96. He was just coming out of Marcy Projects. He didn't get his stride until after that man was already in jail. Why y'all want to throw black people up there with these Epstein people? I don't understand. We got real fucking problems and y'all just be over here trying to create new ones out of nowhere. Y'all wasn't going this hard when R. Kelly. Y'all knew for years and wasn't nobody saying shit.
Hmm It
And
was
now all
actually
of a
even
sudden,
encouragement, honey. They was like, oh, you and Aaliyah got married. Ain't nobody say, wait a minute, isn't she only 15? They was like, oh, girl, why didn't you get an invite to the wedding?
now all of a sudden they want to throw Jay-Z and Beyonce. And I Googled, and there are so many videos of people trying to connect Beyonce and Jay-Z to the Epstein files. What's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with y'all?
They want them to be guilty so bad, honey. Like,
Why? Because y'all jealous? Because they got money?
possibly there could be a reason. And my whole thing is because I definitely don't believe that he's like a sexual predator in any way. What I do believe he's a gentrifier, and he is trying to gentrify like
Yeah.
niggas.
He's a piece of shit that way.
Yeah.
Like,
And I feel like it's enough information out there if you really want to get him to use that, actual receipts. But shit like this,
like y'all scraping from somewhere that ain't even got no residue. Please.
mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, we getting ushered into dictatorship and y'all worried about fucking Jay-Z's money. Please. Be fucking for real.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will always like to thank y'all for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We will be back tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time for another live show if you can make it.
Damn.
Don't.
What?
I lost the screen. Oh
Uh-oh.
Oh.
My baby lost the screen. Well, you didn't lose us because we still have you. Do not forget to subscribe to a bitch. Head over to AuntieDerek.com and hit the big green subscribe button at the top right. Top left, excuse me. The big green subscribe button at the top left. Excuse me, I don't know my right from my left today. It is completely free. You'll be on my mailing list, and I'll just send you some goodies and some hugs in your inbox.
Oh
Well,
yeah. Come get a warm hug.
yeah,
no. Right.
okay.
And don't be like Gorilla Ballhead. I mean,
Oh.
Glorilla's bald-headed sister.
Oh, you know what? Did y'all see that the other siblings did a video talking about,
Yeah,
she don't speak for us. I told
Yep.
y'all. I told y'all.
but the sister, but that girl been doing the absolute or whatever. What does she identify as? I
A
don't know.
girl, I think she's just, yeah,
Lesbian.
she's just a stud.
She has been doing the absolute most. She has recently listed out her price list for services, for appearances, and all things of that
Oh
nature.
my God.
They be set down. But on a positive note, I don't be on y'all on the churndom TikTok, the clack up, whatever. But apparently there was some kind of girl. There's a girl, niece something, who did a little jingle or sings at somebody's funeral or something, who says release it or something like that. Apparently she got some shine. She got on at the Super Bowl, based off of her doing her little TikTok where she, I guess, is telling 1, 2, 3 release it at people's funerals or something like that. And there were some haters, but they hated her right into a check with the Super Bowl. So shout out to that black woman in Black History Month. Amen. Cut all checks.
What they did? What they did now? Poor. Somebody always hating. That's crazy. Well, good for her.
Amen, Lord. Won't he do it?
Okay. And I just got a TMZ alert while we were talking. Catherine O'Hara, her cause of death was released. And it looks as if she passed away from a blood clot in the lungs.
Oh no,
Aww.
Jesus.
We never know, child. We never know.
You won't know the day or the hour.
You don't, but you do know the day and the hour of Auntie Dare's Daytime Tea, which will be back tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. So,
And I.
Period.
yeah, so hit us up tomorrow. I'm going to have the latest tea for you. And until then, you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
Bye, everybody.
Cheers.